He stank so much. We had to wind the windows down of the car. We couldn't stand it. It was absolutely like a rotten flesh kind of smell. She came in, she was completely bowled throughout here, riddled in fleas. She'd had 3 litters. Her owner was so happy that she'd never been to a vet.
He would wee himself, he would poo himself.
I really forced myself to strip it back and sort of just try and work out how this situation has occurred. Well, this is a photo album I've got of my 70-ish dogs, and because they were all so meaningful to me, I just wanted to keep a record of all the dogs I've ever had. The very first dog in the album is Dougal, and look how cute he is. I passed this newsagent shop and it was a Shih Tzu, free to a good home. And I thought, oh, I think that's a dog, because I didn't know anything about dogs. I'd never had a dog before. So I made a note of the number, and I phoned them up, the lady up, and she said, oh, I'm sorry, the doggy's been rehomed now, but I'll take your number in case it falls through. And it did, it fell through. The old lady that had my first dog, Dougal, that was in 2000, she was scared of him, and he was the most lovely dog. Anyway, she brought Dougal round to me, and that was the start of my journey of having Shih Tzus. Just always loved animals. I didn't have the greatest upbringing, so animals were my escape. Living next to the forest, I used to go out and just follow the herds of ponies around. I found out about a local lady that was running a rescue centre, so I just hounded her until she let me come and help her. And yeah, it went from strength to strength, and then once I learnt about rescue, I just got addicted really, and I just needed to help more and more animals.
I've always loved animal rescue. I had adopted in the past, and I thought, no, next best thing, foster and get them some good homes. So let me off, let me off. He was found on the streets. Don't really have much of a backstory on him. When he came into the rescue, he was very, very shut down, very shut down. He would scream and cry if you tried to touch him. He was underweight when he came in. I mean, his type of dog always looks underweight anyway, but he was even more underweight. It's mental as well. It's the mental problems that he had. With the fact that he was shut down.
Fudge, she came in, she was completely bowled throughout here, riddled in fleas. She'd had 3 litters. Pugs should always have C-sections because their babies have massive heads. And she couldn't see how bad the skin was. And she just said, oh, it's just fleas, all dogs have fleas. And she wasn't a malicious person. She genuinely she wasn't very well educated. And she just didn't see the problem, she couldn't see it. I think I enjoy the challenges more than the easier dogs, you know, because you think, well, anyone can foster an easy dog, but not everyone can foster a difficult dog. And I think that's where I really get my reward.
Hang on, I can't hear a bloody thing.
Well, take him behind the kitchen door, please. Because he'll get all excited. Come on, up it up. I'll carry her. We went into this really, really cluttered flat, and there was this doggy. He was the most sorrowful state. He'd lost so much of his fur through neglect, through malnutrition, and he stank so much. We had to wind the windows down of the car. We couldn't stand it. It was absolutely like a rotten flesh kind of smell. Well, when I got him back home here, I looked at him, and he could hardly walk. That was the other thing. He was so weak, he couldn't get up the curb. And I looked at his face, and when I looked at his eyes, the fur all around his eyes had grown, and there was all green gunge and pus all around his eyes, and he had red sores on his skin. So I took him to the vet at 9 o'clock in the morning, and they could see that he was in a terrible condition, and they did see me straight away. He thought he was about a week away from death, from dying through neglect, you know.
A bit like when we see a nice pair of trainers and you're like, oh, I totally want those, they're really cool, I'm going to go and get them. It's a pair of trainers. If we leave it or make them mucky, it's a pair of trainers, but people are treating animals like a pair of trainers, and it's like, they're a sentient being, you can't do that.
People fall into these, it's not a trap as such, but you see people that, like the handbag dogs, and it's a craze, and you think, God, are all these dogs, are they going to end up in rescue? And you think, it is hard. It is hard to see it on social media and to see, you know, how that's going to have a knock-on effect in the future.
We have always had this problem in rescue. So it used to be films, so like when the 101 Dalmatians came out, Turner and Hooch, there was one with a German Shepherd in, I can't remember what it's called now. We've always had them, but now the trends move so much faster. So we're seeing the dramatic changes happen really quickly. And because there is that like fast fashion, we're seeing breeders, not necessarily the good breeders, but the bad breeders churning these dogs out because they know that the trend is going to change quickly. So the dogs they're breeding are not necessarily being bred for health and temperament. So that is a nightmare in itself to start with. And they don't care about where they go. So they're not bothered that they were potentially not going to the right home.
People will get these dogs, they won't understand, not all people, but some people will get them not understanding their health issues that they could have, the amount of exercise maybe that they'll need. And then those dogs become a bit of a burden and end up in rescues. So it is hard, yeah, to see it. Unfortunately, with COVID, a lot of people got pets. And then when they could start going back out again and life returned to normal, this pet then didn't fit in with them. And sometimes it's not any fault of the owner, it's the fact that that owner has now been able to go back to work and that dog is now left on its own and it's never been on its own before, and it becomes destructive or its behaviour changes.
It's the only way I can describe it. It's fast fashion, but it's an animal, and they just churn them out. A lot of the dogs we were dealing with back then were on death row, so you knew if you didn't take them they were being euthanised, and you just felt so bad. And then you have other people phone you up and say, well, I'm just going to chuck them out then if you don't take them. So you feel this massive pressure that you needed to take them, and you can't help everybody. It's frustrating, and there are days where you will just burst into tears and be like, why do I do this?
There we are. And then up you go. Good girl. Good girl. Let me help her up. Go on then. You can do it. There you go. Go on then. You wouldn't leave your purse outside a shop, tied up outside a shop. You wouldn't leave your handbag. You wouldn't leave your diamond ring. You wouldn't leave a precious possession like that tied up outside a shop. Why would you leave your precious dog? And they are precious. If you're a true dog owner, they are precious to you. Good girl. Good girl. That's it. I don't think you have to be a dog lover as such. Abuse of any kind is just unacceptable, isn't it? Whether it's to dogs or children or old people, any creature that's vulnerable is just, we're supposed to be the most intelligent race on the planet, and I think I just don't understand humanity at all. I just don't get it at all. Come on. Oh, she's having a little rub now. Right, is that better? Come on then. Oh, you've got an itchy chops. They're in your home, they're part of your life, and they become part of your world, you know.
When they go to their new home, it's just so nice to see. And you go around there and they almost, like, you do your post, like, adoption check, and you see them like, this is my bed, this is my new owner, and they just look so happy, and you're like, oh, it's just amazing. You get jealous of them sometimes. I've got one that goes to Monaco on their owner's yacht every year to the Grand Prix. Very jealous of that dog. It's got its own little Sunseeker life jacket. When they bought their new yacht, Sunseeker made the dog its own jacket. So it's like, lucky dog.
As soon as he started to settle, there was this little side, and he'd go and pick a toy up and he'd throw a toy in the air, and you'd think, what's he doing? And then he'd see you looking and go, oh, I'm being bad, I mustn't do that. And you're like, no, you know, you can do that, that's good. So yeah, he came totally out of his shell, and now he's just a really super little dog, yeah. Sort of done wonders. We've done training with one of our local trainers, one of our local trainers, and she's been really, really good with him because he is so nervous, or was so nervous. And he's now done his Bronze Kennel Club, Silver Kennel Club awards, and he's on to his gold. So.
Oh, just seeing them come around, it's just amazing. Like, it's really nice to see, and especially when they've come from such bad start, then when you see them so happy. And like, the same with cats. We had a cat recently who's so shy when he came in. In fact, the foster mum thought she'd lost him because she didn't see him. He is now just, they sent me a video of him yesterday bombing around the house with a toy in his mouth doing zoomies, and I was like, this is the cat that hid so well from his foster mum for like a week. She thought he had escaped, and he was so terrified of everything, to now see him like bombing around his new house with a toy, and just such a happy looking cat that you're just, that is what fostering's all about.
You get a great understanding of what animals are about. I never knew anything about them. They need time, they need your time. They want to be part of you in your life, and you have to accommodate them as part of your life. They want to share your life. You're their pack.
People just need to get, you know, just give them a chance. Just give them a chance, and I'm sure nobody out there that would foster would ever be disappointed in what they've done.